Again, S&S Pigskin picks, recapping the Sunday night football game. Bears losing 19-13 to the Texans. What were your thoughts on that game Sunday night, Jer?
Loving it. I knew my bet would come in. Don't have much faith in the Bears. Caleb Williams did look a lot better tonight, getting the ball out of his hands in under in 2.5 seconds, and making a lot better decisions. But man, that Houston defense just suffocating. Daniel Hunter on one edge and Will Anderson Jr. on the other edge just caused just 6 sacks tonight.
7.
7. Oh,
just
beastly. I was really surprised how it was a tale of two halves. First half was great. Second half was just a defensive struggle. I expected a little more out of Houston on the offensive side, but a win's a win. But I do expect more in weeks to come from Houston's offense, especially if they still have Joe Mixon. Hopefully he came back out there, so it can't be too bad, right?
He came back. He only rushed for 25 yards. So, I mean, he didn't really do that much. Akers ran for 32. Both teams didn't really rush for anything. DeAndre Swift ran for only like 18 yards. So it was just kind of offensive ineptitude, really. But yeah, I see Texans doing a lot better in the future, and the Bears. But right now, the Bears, you can't just build a winning culture overnight. So they need to take their baby steps, and I think they're going to rely on their defense more than anything. And the Texans, like you said, their defensive ends are just crazy. They're coming at you, Will Anderson, Daniel Hunter, and they're just they're looking good. They can make those big plays. So yeah, let's see. CJ Stroud, he threw for 260 yards. Decent game for the amount of points they put up. And really,
Chicago did get rolling a couple times tonight. Don't get me wrong. They kind of looked scary in some aspects, but DJ Moore can only do so much. And then, like if you got to deal with Allen, Moore, and Odunze, I think maybe Odunze is going to get a lot of more one-on-ones, and then we'll see in the weeks ahead, maybe him getting a lot more targets, maybe some touchdowns. Who are you going to double there? So
I think they got to get that rush game going. Until then, I think teams are just going to have 2 high safeties and then stack the box when they need to. But still got to get the ball to DJ Moore, I believe, a lot more. He's a really dynamic player, and so it's going to be a work in progress for them. They had a big defensive game from Byard and Edmonds, and Shazier or Al, the guy who punched the guy, he had a good game there.
Well, he's Jimmy one of the captains did well, or something Hunter. Too, right?
Mm-hmm.
The captain.
Will Anderson had a sack and a half. Yes.
Great example, right?
Well, he was hyped. He had a good game.
Yeah,
he had 10 tackles, 6 solo, Petrie, Totu. They all did really well. And let's see. So 1-1 for the Bears, and Houston moves on to 2-0. You won your money line bet, and I won my spread bet.
Line bet. Like, I guess we could say for Chicago, like they were in it till the last. The last
somehow.
So like I hats off for that. They are looking good in some aspects. So
competitive. They're competitive, but they just don't have that big playability right now to get into the 30s and stuff like that. And I think once they do, I don't think they have to rely on the defense as much. And they can put up some big numbers, but the rushing game is not there right now, and the receiving game is pretty weak. So we need to see a little bit more out of them. Anything else that you wanted to add about the Texans or the Bears?
No, not at this moment. Just great game. Like the game.
Yeah, it was definitely a
Okay.
competitive game. Would like to see a little bit more scoring, but it's early, right? So that's what kind of happens is some of these games are sloppy and these guys don't really play much in the preseason. So you just have to take it for what it is. We're going to have the Bears in Indy next week, and we're going to have the Texans are going to be in Minnesota laying 4.
Are the
Two
Bears going
two
to
and
be
O
a
teams.
road favorite? Are the Bears going to be a road favorite in
No,
Indianapolis? So we
I
get
don't think so.
points.
I think
Get
it'll
points, I think.
be Indy will be a. I think Indy will be a small favorite from what I remember because Indy looked pretty shitty today. So
Call
who knows?
me
Probably
call
could
me
be a pick on
crazy,
minus
but
one.
I think somehow they do good in that game and win by 3.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson's not doing much better than Caleb Williams,
no, not
and
right
Richardson,
now.
because he got hurt, he's basically almost at the same experience level as Caleb Williams. It's like two guys
Pretty
going at it with
much.
big arms, right? So, and yeah, and then I don't know about Indianapolis's defense. They sure can't stop the run after today. So if the Bears can get some sort of run game going, too, I like the Bears next week.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think both teams need to get their offensives going a little bit. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting quarterback matchup. Anthony Richardson can show out, and Caleb Williams can only get better as long as he's not getting sacked 7 times. He should do better. Get a little rushing help, and Keenan Allen should be back as well. So let's see
Yeah.
what happens with that next week. Week 3, a lot of good matchups to look forward to. 2 games on Monday night, as we were discussing before. And then we got a big NFC East, or I should say AFC East matchup. Patriots, Jets, both teams 1-1. So we'll be looking forward to that. And we'll have the recap for Monday night as well. And looking forward to that game. ATL in Philadelphia.
Can't
Anything else
wait.
that you'd
Woo!
like to add? Anything else you'd like to add as we
Battle of the
recap?
Birds. Battle of the Birds tomorrow night. Peace.
Yes, later.